In our ancient language, Eniari, E-N-N-I-A-R-I, Eniari, means puzzle or enigma or conundrum. There are 4 parts to this particular conundrum, specifically designed to rewire your brain by pondering it, to make you more receptive to other dimensional frequencies of information, of interaction, to accelerate the idea of open contact, and to just open you up to more connection to your higher mind and other levels of consciousness within existence. We are going to present 4 ideas, 4 concepts, one after the other, for you to ponder in the order in which we deliver them. Now remember, it's not about necessarily getting an answer. It's more about the idea of simply repeating these 4 concepts in order in your head for about 15 minutes a day. You can do it up to 3 times a day if you wish, but no more than that. You can do it once, you can do it twice, you can do it 3 times. But when you go through the 4 points, the 4 concepts, again, it's not about seeking a solution. It's about simply going through them and letting yourself ponder them, imagine what they represent, visualize them if you wish, that's fine. And as you do this over and over again for 15 minutes each time, by just pondering these things, by imagining, by visualizing them as best as you can, you will start to feel the rewiring of your brain in a certain way that again will make you a more receptive antenna to receive higher dimensional, other dimensional information, frequencies, and interactions. So, let us begin. In this order, ponder these 4 concepts. Number 1, a finite number of finite universes. Number 2, a finite number of infinite universes. Number 3, an infinite number of finite universes. And number 4, an infinite number of infinite universes. Just ponder those 4 concepts, let them come into your mind, visualize them, imagine them, feel them out. Allow yourself to feel what that feels like, each one. Again, whether you come up with what seems to be at first a solution to any of those 4, don't let it stay there, just ponder them. It's all right if you come up with an answer, but don't necessarily assume that it is the answer, because as you go through this conundrum, as you examine these 4 points, these 4 concepts over and over again, you will find that things may begin to seem a little less concrete or crystallized than you thought. And the answers, when they come, may not necessarily be as definitive the second time, or the third time, or the 4th time that you may do it within the 15-minute span each time. So that's all right if it seems to get a little fuzzy, if the barriers between them seem to get a little bit vague, that's all right. This exercise is simply for the purpose of pondering these things, musing about them, feeling them, visualizing, imagining them as best you can. It's not about getting an answer or finding a solution. So we present this to you as one of the exercises that we will be presenting to you along the course of the Eye of the Needle passage that we're all in right now with you, to help you through, to streamline yourself, to open you up and make you more receptive to inspiration and more abilities to let go of those belief systems that do not serve you, so you can pass through this passageway, this time of change and shift and transformation more easily, more profoundly, with more abilities coming out the other end This is the beginning of your training, open contact training. We have started this process with the idea of the images of extraterrestrials that we talked about before, and this is another part of the beginning of your training to open up to be more capable of perceiving other realities, other beings from other dimensions, parallel realities. So up to you to realize that as you go through this conundrum, you will rewire your brain in whatever way works best for you. Nothing will be forced upon you. It is in your hands. It is under your control. And the way you go about musing about this, visualizing this, feeling your way through it, the way you ponder this will be what determines how you rewire yourself to be a more receptive antenna for these higher dimensional energies. So enjoy, have fun with the conundrum. As I said, in the meditation today, we will take you through it for the first time. Doesn't mean you have to do it exactly in the way we take you through it, but it does have to be done in the order in which we have delivered it to you. That will be most effective. We have designed this and used this on our world for hundreds of years. It will have an effect. So just play with it, just relax, just go with the flow. As we say, because your flow knows exactly where you need to go, and it will allow you to rewire yourself in exactly the way that's appropriate for the unique individual that you happen to be. The unique reflection of all that is that you are. So we thank you for allowing us to deliver this exercise to you this day. And you may, if you wish, now open up to the idea of questions and interactions.
The formula, it's been the most influential teaching thus far that has really accelerated my life in such a beautiful way. So I just want to honor you and appreciate all of the beautiful experiences that I feel like you've contributed to my life. So I thank you so much.
All right. Well, we thank you and our deep appreciation for being willing to apply the information to your life.
Yes. And so I mentioned I'm from Encinitas because people have said there's a vortex here. And I'm just curious if you have any feedback or thoughts on that.
There are many vortices everywhere, both great and small, major, minor vortices. There are vortices over the entire structure of your planet because that's how it works energetically. These act as nodal points for the transmission of or the flow of different kinds of energy that take on different qualities depending upon the area. And people gravitate to these areas in particular because of the kind of frequency that exists within those particular nodal points that aid and assist them specifically in their own journeys in life. In the area that you are mentioning, there is a kind of a quickening energy there. Things can go much more rapidly in that area in general than they may in other areas when people need to have a slower experience. They will usually not go to the area that you have named, where if they desire a much more fluid or quicker, more accelerated experience or alignment with themselves, they will usually gravitate to areas such as you have named, of which there are many around the world, but what you have named is one.
Yeah, that's what, and also just the monologue about the gas pedal and the valve. I'd love to talk a little bit more about that because the formula, there's been such amazing synchronicity, but the quickening, the acceleration, the valve feels like it's open more than it ever has been. And I'm having some pretty slippery experiences in my consciousness. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm drawn to this area. And one of which my highest excitement has been with my coaching clients to go on these trips. And it's been pretty consistent. This just started happening where I've been consistently experiencing simultaneous realities for myself and one other person. But now I've been able to create that experience in small groups of coaching groups.
All right. Congratulations.
I'm curious. Go ahead.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. So I'm curious about the mechanics of that because one aspect I feel it's like the spontaneity where the energy is just fitting, and I know I know when I'm in that flow, I know what I need to know in the moment. I'll say what I need to say to specific people in specific ways that tend to I guess, match energy, if you will. That's what it feels like. But I'm
Yes.
experiencing some pretty interesting things. Not only being able to create scenarios where they're able to experience simultaneous realities undeniably within the group. So the whole group is experiencing it, but also
Yes.
time shifts. So we had an experience in Baja where we went through what we perceived as a time change of 2 hours when there really wasn't one. So I
Okay.
want to hear a little bit more about the mechanics of that.
All right. Well, again, do remember that time is a side effect of your consciousness shifting through parallel realities, as we have said. Therefore, when you expand your consciousness and become more aware of more of who you are that already exists on some level in other realities, then those barriers drop, they fade because they're artificially imposed to begin with anyway. It's just a matter of being on a frequency that by definition includes more awareness of more of the realities that you're already connected to, because every single reality is here and now. Since time and space are illusions, it's all accessible from here, from now, from the moment, from the present. Therefore, the more you expand, the more aware you become of the more that's in the now. Does that make sense?
It does. It feels the presence when I'm extremely present. Not only am I aware of more realities and more awareness of everything,
Yes.
I'm aware of how I'm creating my past and my now, et cetera, et cetera. My past changes quite often.
Yes, 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 because they're all here. You don't go anywhere. The mechanics of it is that because everything exists here and now all at once, all you have to do is change your frequency to one that is more representative of an expanded awareness to be aware of more of what's already here. You're not going anywhere. You're not, shall we say, literally diving into or projecting into or penetrating into another reality that's somewhere else. Yes, it's usually separated by differences in frequencies, but those frequencies all exist within your consciousness. So when you start dissolving the differences, in a sense, to some degree between one reality idea and another reality idea, you can start experiencing more than one reality idea simultaneously when your consciousness is capable of handling that.
I love that you said that because it does feel like a dissolving. It actually literally almost, it's my senses feel that it is a dissolving of somewhat feel. I don't know if it's barriers or if it's just illusions, but
it's the same thing. That's the same thing. Barriers are illusions. That's what we're saying. There is only one thing in existence, and therefore anything that you consider to be a different thing is an illusion and is created by the artificial barriers, which is differences in frequencies that are created within your consciousness in order to have a certain experience where you feel that it is necessary to experience differences within the one homogeneous thing. So barriers are illusions.
Yeah, I got that. Thank you. And so more about the fun of it, it's just been such a fluid, extremely, it's just been amazing. It's such a fun, exhilarating experience. And my question to you is the spontaneity. So it feels like I'm fitting the energy, but it's kind of part of me, what level I'm creating it from. I understand that the higher mind is the mirror that's reflecting. But the physical mind is sometimes, a little bit tricky in that I can feel the physical mind wanting to label or explain. And so that's becoming less and less.
All right. Well, that's fine. Again, the idea is you get to determine what labels need to remain for your own purposes and what labels you can let go of. It's up to you to determine how it works for you. So there's no right or wrong way in that particular process. Go with your flow and see what works. Keep whatever labels work and let go of whatever labels you no longer need.
Thank you, Bashar. So the last part of this segment I wanted to discuss is the whale. So my highest excitement has always been my connection and my excitement with dolphins and whales, and recently with the gray whales and the humpbacks specifically.
Yes.
And then out of that, we came across a hybrid of a fin and a blue whale in Laredo. And that was quite interesting because he made himself very visible to us, over 80 sightings in a very short amount of time. I wanted to see if you had anything to say about that.
The hybrids are coming closer.
Yeah.
You will see more examples. You will see more examples in your reality of things that are hybridized to indicate the changes going on. They will start more deeply within your collective consciousness, or perhaps your collective unconsciousness, thus representative of the whale, which represents a larger consciousness, showing you more clearly that more hybridization is happening in the non-physical realm, which then translates into the deeper collective unconscious of your people before it also starts trickling down, as you say, into the collective subconscious and the collective consciousness of your people to start recognizing that hybridization is part and parcel of the evolution of humanity on the earth.
I love how you just tied that into the unconscious and subconscious. And then we did have an experience recently with an entity in the physical. I've asked before because I've had an experience as well, and it feels potentially like a Yael. I wanted to get maybe your validation, not that I need it, but it's always fun to hear.
I cannot give you validation of that at this time.
Okay, Bashar, I love you so much. Thank you. I appreciate
Our unconditional love to you as well. Good day.
Good day.